So in today's video, we're going to talk about why Scooby-Doo isn't in DBD. There's so many possibilities for what behavior could bring in from this franchise. Would they bring in the original cartoon characters, a version of the characters from one of the animated movies, or would behavior go for the live-action feature film version of Mystery Inc? Also, would a Scooby-Doo chapter in DBD make sense with a killer? There's a lot of really classic killers that come from this franchise, but most of them are people in costumes. In this video, we're also going to talk about what Behavior Interactive would need to do to license Mystery Inc into Dead by Daylight, and even if this is a license that's remotely possible for the future. We know that Matthew Cote has said they would probably never do silly in DBD.
I have never met another person who loves Scooby Snacks.
Me neither.
I'm Mary Jane.
Like, that is my favorite name.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Schmuckles. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I also stream on Twitch on Wednesday and Sunday nights. The link for that is in the description below. When I looked online, I found a variety of fan-made Scooby-Doo concepts. Most people want to see Shaggy as a survivor in DBD, but I found ideas for every member of Mystery Inc. There's even some notable killer concepts too. Do you think a Scooby-Doo killer concept would be too different from anything we've seen? Well, ex-DBD developer Lewis McLean said this when someone asked him about Pennywise.
I think that we have a talented enough squad here that whatever concept you can come up with, we could probably find a way to make an interesting playable character out of it.
At this point, I'm not really sure if the Scooby-Doo hype is just a meme or if people legitimately want to see these characters in DBD. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. When I asked my subscribers, 73% of them want to see Scooby-Doo characters in DBD. Most of them prefer a survivor paragraph, so no killer. Would it be possible for a survivor paragraph to come into DBD with a new map? We could see Spooky Island from the Scooby-Doo live action movie, probably with the interior of the castle roller coaster. Or they could bring in Zombie Island, which comes from the most iconic Scooby-Doo animated film. DBD game director Matthew Cote talked a little bit about how they selected content from the Resident Evil universe, which is giant just like Scooby-Doo. A lot of Cote's insight here could be applied to the Scooby-Doo franchise.
Dead by Daylight is not a hall of fame of horror, and in that sense, we want to have the most classic representation of what these things stand for, of what they built over the years. We can sort of mix and match 20 years of Resident Evil and just create not a summary, but what do you call, like a sneak peek or just a sample of what is Resident Evil and put that in our game. It's really interesting too, because we don't have to do just one bit. It can be a bunch of different bits that we feel are great about this franchise and put them all together, and they make sense in our universe, which is also really cool.
In 1969, the TV show Scooby-Doo Where Are You was produced by the film production company Hanna-Barbera on CBS. This was the first time the world had ever seen Scooby-Doo. It was the result of CBS and Hanna-Barbera's plans to create a non-violent Saturday morning program that would appease the parent watch groups that had protested the superhero-based programs of the mid-1960s. It was a hit success and led Hanna-Barbera to eventually create series with similar concepts on ABC, NBC, and CBS, including the Flintstones. Over the years, there have been so many different versions of the Scooby-Doo TV show that is based on the original show. There were 2 live-action films as well as 31 animated feature films. The top animated films rated by IMDb are Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island from 1998, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost from 1999, Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire from 2003, Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster from 2004, and Aloha Scooby-Doo from 2005. There have also been a lot of Scooby-Doo video games made. On Twitter, I posted about how Scooby-Doo did so well on DBD Leaks' most hyped licenses tournament. Scooby-Doo actually placed 7th in this tourney. The King responded, "Sadly, it can't happen." This made me curious because the King has a really good relationship with the DBD developers. He's a fog whisperer and has multiple interviews with Matthew Cote. So I responded and said, have the developers made any statements about it? Or are you thinking the devs wouldn't go for something lighthearted like this in an M-rated game? King responded, I don't think Scooby-Doo would move into the M-rated scene. I think they're wanting to stay kid-friendly as time goes. Would be sick in DBD though. According to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, Hanna-Barbera Productions, the creator of the original Scooby-Doo cartoons, owns the video game licensing rights to Mystery Inc. These are the license holders that Matthew Cote and Behavior Interactive would need to reach out to in order to license any Scooby-Doo content into DBD. Warner Bros. Animations is a parent company to Hanna-Barbera. And the thing is, Behavior Interactive has likely worked with the Scooby-Doo license holders before. Before November 2010, Behavior Interactive operated under the name Artificial Mind and Movement. They actually worked on 2 Scooby-Doo video games, one in 2003 and one in 2005. Artificial Mind and Movement were the solo developers of both games. Some sources even list Behavior Interactive as the developers of these games, probably once the rename occurred in 2010. In the early 21st century, this company, which would later become Behavior Interactive, was specialized in the creation of action-adventure games that brought cartoon licenses like Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo. I think even under the title Behavior Interactive in the early 2010s, they were known for these cartoon action-adventure video games. Dead by Daylight creative director Dave Richards' LinkedIn shows he used to be a pixel artist with artificial mind and movement.
I've been in the game design industry for quite a while, almost 15 years.
Oh, wow.
I've worked on many things from GBA to PC. I was a pixel artist once, and now a designer.
In fact, Richard is listed as a pixel artist for both Scooby-Doo games, which is really crazy to see. Dave Richard himself was a part of these projects.
What was the first project you ever worked on?
Wow, the first project ever as a professional, was here at Behavior, and it was a Scooby-Doo game on the GBA. I think it was called Mystery Mayhem. You can probably look it up. And I was a pixel artist at the time. I had to clean up 3D animations and make them into a little pixelated character.
And DBD creative director Dave Richards said this about legendary skins when they were introduced with the Silent Hill chapter.
With this chapter, you guys are introducing legendary cosmetics, allowing you to transform a character to someone else. We'll be seeing this new cosmetic type extended to previously released chapters, both licensed and original.
There's nothing preventing us from doing so. We're always in contact with all of our partners of content that we've done in the past. You know, it's never like we release license character and then it's over. We're constantly talking about what else can we add. We're always looking into making more of these assets for loved brands. So absolutely, Legendary could be a thing for past deals that we have and future as well. Make sure that everybody out there tells what Legendary they would love to see, because that's always a good hint for us. So yeah, the community needs to kind of say, hey, we'd like to see this, and we'll take notice for sure.
So make sure to share this video if you want to see Scooby-Doo characters in Dead by Daylight. The more attention this video gets, the more likely it is the devs will see it. However, in 2019, Matthew Cote revealed that Scooby-Doo will probably never be in Dead by Daylight. Gamer News had the opportunity to speak with Matthew Cote, the game director of Behavior Interactive, and he had some fascinating insight on how these characters are chosen, as well as why Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Incorporated gang will likely never appear in the game. They first asked Cote if he was familiar with Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, to which he replied, yes, I am a huge fan. The gang needs to plead their innocence in court. Such a take on the classic characters is by no means wholesome or family friendly. And from there, the gamer was able to ask Cote if the team would consider taking the whole gang of Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred, and putting a unique Dead by Daylight spin on them as survivors. Cote said Scooby-Doo is near and dear to Behavior. We've made a few games over the years, so yes, it is something we have brought to the table a couple of times. Unfortunately, the Scooby-Doo franchise is one that they absolutely now want to keep kid-friendly forever. There have been a few exceptions on Supernatural, the TV show, and the Scooby-Doo Apocalypse comic series, and maybe there was a time they were more open to that kind of thing, but no, there's no chance right now. But that sort of thing, yes, we're constantly looking at what else we can do. The Scooby-Doo thing was obviously one of the first things we looked at. It's pretty understandable because there are so many vicious mores in DBD that definitely aren't kid-friendly. So this interview was in 2019, and Scooby-Doo did appear on the Satisfaction survey in summer 2021. So some people are still hoping that Scooby-Doo could happen someday. We'll definitely post more videos if any new Scooby-Doo news or leaks surface. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see those videos when I post them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.